All right. Good evening, LinkedIn. It's been a while. Dave Wilson of the Ringer Hire Show. And tonight, all the way from Sarasota, Florida, I have Mary Anthony Hatzis. How you doing, Mary Anthony?
I'm so fantastic. I'm so thankful to be here.
Did I say
Doing
that
well
first name
tonight.
right?
Oh,
Did I
you
say it
so
right?
did. I would have stopped you if you did. I'm
That was
comfortable enough with you now.
that scares you a little bit. So when people read a name like that. But hey, we're going to do a great show tonight. Talk about putting her back to work, and we're going to ask her some interview questions. So I asked the guests, please feel free to ask some questions, and you know the drill. We'll be right back after this. I still love those videos. I just sit there and listen. I listen to the music.
I felt like I was in an Avengers movie or something. That's
Yeah, you're ready.
fantastic.
You're coming through. Where we have our first guest, Tubia, right over in Florida. I think Tubia is in Tampa Bay or close to there.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, all right, tonight, everybody, listen, I love giving back to Lincoln. And when I was scrolling through, I saw Marion's post saying open to work and medical sales and sales. I love sales. So, Marion, this is your turn. And I just want to, let's talk about yourself and what you're looking for.
So I am seeking an associate level position to start my career in medical sales. And if I can kind of steal the show a little bit and just tell you where this all stems from, my background.
Yes, you can. Take it away.
Oh, we got the comment. He's from Miami. Okay,
Miami.
Sarasota. Well, who knows? Maybe with this job, I'll be moving down there and seeing you. So
There he is.
I'll hold you to that. So my story goes back about 14 years ago at the age of 12 when I was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma. And so obviously having cancer at that age brings on a level of wisdom that is not really comprehensible at that age. And so I had many days where I did not know if there was going to be another day. And so I cultivated all of that energy and motivation to then pursue a career in opera performance, which was my dream. I chose opera because music was something that was able to bring out any and all emotions that I had, perhaps,
Right.
some kind of processing from the lymphoma. I strive to be on that stage and connect with my audience and make them feel exactly what I was feeling, bring them to tears, bring them immense amount of joy within, and really just go inwards on that journey for them. I also adored the competitive nature because opera is such a niche and a niche field in itself. I always compare it to being a professional athlete because of the time spent in the practice rooms and just developing relationships nationally and internationally with maestros, directors, self-promoting, self-managing. So that was a really big start to my sales career. Now, yeah, this is all very expensive too, the opera career, between financing gowns, tickets to travel to auditions, paying for pianists, coaches, and whatnot. I started a career at the same time in fine dining. I got my certification in wine sales, so I know exactly what kind of soil Pinot Noir grapes grow best, and that is rock soil. So you're welcome for that.
Oh,
And
wow.
I ended up branding myself there as the Capitol Grill opera singer. And so
Right.
people would be calling in all the time asking, can we get the Capitol Grill opera singer tonight? Because I was there offering them a premier fine dining experience that was
Right.
perfectly tailored to their taste. And then, of course, they were supporting an incredible an incredible goal, and that was me pursuing my opera career. So I slowly started thinking, I'm wanting to do something in the medical field. I'm getting some kind of itch related to my lymphoma. There's something that I still need to do. Why does this keep
Right.
happening? So I think, okay, I'm going to bring the medical field to the voice. So I pursue speech pathology, and I had a big dream of opening my own clinic specifically for performers and people in careers like lawyers or teachers who overuse
Now,
their
this is why
voice.
you were diagnosed. As you were diagnosed, you were going through all this, and
Not quite yet. So that's
okay,
actually coming up.
all
So
right,
yeah, so COVID hits. After COVID is when my second diagnosis with cancer comes
okay,
at the age of 27, and that's my second cancer under 30 years of age. And so of course I put everything on a halt, and I have to focus on my health solely. And so it really came full circle. I was seeing a lot of the innovation that was happening from then to now, and I became incredibly passionate about that and wanting to do that for patients in the future. I also started developing really close knit relationships with my physicians, with the hospital staff, because I was now at an age, and this is just a few months ago I'm speaking, because I finished in April, which I'm feeling fantastic. Everything is
right.
blessed and wonderful. But I was with all of my the hospital staff all the time, and the hospital became my home. I developed the language, the culture around those settings, and I became a huge advocate for myself and my own health, which I'm still pursuing, and I will never stop doing that now. So I always asked myself at 12 years old, why me? Why is this happening? And I think that happens with every traumatic event in someone's life. And here I am now 15 years later, after my second diagnosis, discovering a career in medical sales, realizing that I can be physician facing in the OR next to that patient, and them knowing that they have a medical rep right next to them that has their back and is with that patient first mindset. Because at the end of the day, I see my 12-year-old self in that patient.
That's powerful. And to that point, you've experienced everything. You've experienced, and then to turn it into a passion of why do you want to do medical sales? Why do you want to do and to hear the story of this is powerful, because I don't know of anybody I've been able to ask that. You know what I mean? That's incredible. I got to tell you, that's incredible.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a fortunate, unfortunately kind of situation, but I am always someone who's going to approach things with a very positive mindset, because there's really nothing else you can do. You can be in a horrid situation and just, live a miserable life, but I'm the true advocate in that, life's too short to be living like that. So in the
That's it.
meantime, I'm just going to go and chase my passion and help as many people as I can in the med device field.
So where are you looking for work? I know, you're in Sarasota, but you're willing to relocate also, right?
I am, yes. I know how competitive this field is, and that is,
Okay.
it excites me very much. So I am willing to relocate. I would love to be in Florida or in the Midwest. I'm originally from Chicago, so all of my treatments were at the old Children's Memorial Hospital. Then it became Lurie's, so it's the #1 children's hospital in Chicago. Then also Northwestern Memorial Hospital. So I owe my life to the Chicago
Sure.
medical system there. Also Michigan, Ohio, wherever in the Midwest.
That
I
would be something
love.
really nice to pick up work and go return there.
Exactly. And I have all of the hospital staff right behind me supporting me. They're so excited to see what happens too.
Yeah. I got a great colleague, Rob, here. He's on tonight. He's a great colleague too. Kenny D. I haven't heard from Kenny D. This is what he writes. Now, check this out.
Let's see.
David Wilson, savor the flavor of the awesomeness in you, sir, for sharing your delectable, scrumptiously deliciously edible, tasty, good, heartfelt nuggets of wisdom, kindness, goodness, patience, encouragement, perseverance, knowledge, honesty, love, hope, tenacity. Wow, you look at that.
Oh my gosh. He needs to
He
be writing
writes,
my resume, I think.
yeah. Kenny's actually in Texas, and he does work with cancer victims. No, I have to ask. I'm going
Really?
to ask Kenny if he's still on there, what
Hmm.
exactly he does, but I believe that's what he does over in Texas. Um, what's your, you say medical sales. That's a broad, that's pretty broad.
Yes.
Medical sales in what? Like, does it really matter to you? Or is it something you want to stay towards what you've been through? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think in a perfect world, what I am aiming for is something within oncology, anything related to that. But I compare it to someone being or starting up medical school, and you might have a specialty in mind and go completely the other way once you discover something else. So I don't know what I don't know essentially. So I'm open to all specialties.
All specialties. And what
Mhm.
do you think you could bring to a company? You know, what would you bring to a company? Why bring me on? Why hire me?
I think that my biggest asset is the fact that I have been on that patient side, and I'm always going to advocate for that patient first mentality. That
Yeah.
patient is always number one, and the doctors will know that I'm working with, the staff will know that, and with that, I will be gaining their trust and furthering sales revenue. It just all goes together in that aspect.
Right. Oh, here he is. Certified electron. All right, he lost me already.
Oh
Research
wow.
laboratory manager, MD Anderson Cancer Study. Yeah. So you definitely want to connect with Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny's a great guy. Kenny goes on everybody's show probably 20 times a day.
Oh my gosh.
But that's him. He's a great man. He's always on the show if you want to connect with him. I know he's in Texas, but
Absolutely.
he's
Yeah,
a
and at
great
MD
guy.
Anderson too. That's a fantastic cancer
It
center.
is.
Hmm.
And what type of a company? We all hear about work-life balance and different things, but what type of company are you looking for? That's going to suit you.
I'm I'm paying attention to the culture around people because you can be around some cutthroat people and just
Right.
not get along with them. I was in that opera career for a long time where there was a lot of sabotaging around, and I could never. Yeah, I struggled to fit in with that. So I'm looking for a supportive environment, and somewhere where a team we can innovate together. I
Okay.
am passionate about the innovations behind the technology, but also within a team setting, how can we better this patient's life, or how can we present this device or product in a way that's directly related to what they need? Another thing is that I'm passionate about the training because this is my start, my foot into the medical sales career.
Right.
My training is going to be of the utmost importance because I want to be able to show up to a physician and rely on that, not only for my personal growth, but to represent my company well also.
See, that's just great. And I look back at when you say experience, everything that you've been through, but that's given you the experience.
Hmm.
Like you said with the opera, with the fine dining, everything there is customer based and
Yes.
strong customer based,
Hmm.
and that's the difference also within sales. And why I like sales is if you're passionate about something, I have to do something that I like staffing. I love doing sales for that.
Hmm.
I don't know else what I would do. I'm just not going to go out and try to sell anything. Kenny has what's got a Kenny going to say? I love you too, friends. Savor the flavor. See, you got to
All
pop
right,
that up
Kenny.
there. I wanted to ask you if I had 4 to 5 of your friends right now, and they're sitting outside there, and I went outside there right now to them, and I said, you know what? Tell me about Marianthe. What
You
about her?
got
What's her strength?
it.
What do you think? What do you think they say about you?
For sure that I am a go-getter and a self-starter. They would comment on how everything is a competition to me. I am also the one that everyone is calling for support, also because I have been through a lot, but then I use that to help my friends and family. I'm always eager to support the ones around me.
That is, and it's always nice to help, even Tuvia, helping people as well.
Yeah.
He's into staffing also. He handles a lot. He's in Florida, but he staffs a lot for Jersey and New York. So he has a lot of different work lined up on his website that he offers. And it's the same thing. He's passionate about that. And this is why I do what I do here to try to help people, you know, you took a great step. You went right. I asked you, do you want to come on the show? Yes. I was like, that was fast. I was like, wow. She was like, oh no, I'm going on. What does growth mean to you within a company?
Oh gosh. Yeah, and so when you say growth in the first place, I think spiritual growth, I think financial growth, I think all of these things. But within a company, my first thought goes towards innovation. How is that company growing to better a patient's life? Because I am thinking, okay, how was I dealing with this scenario, this procedure? How much pain was I in? How many times? What was the re-excision rate? How many times did they have to go back and do the biopsy? As a company, is this company really benefiting the patient's life?
That makes total sense because you're
Mm-hmm.
looking. That's the thing, you know. You
Right.
deep dive into a little bit more than
Mm-hmm.
somebody else that would something like that, and I can really
Yeah.
see how that could do. Um, let's see. I know these guys are saying what's there. Kenny Mary actually tonight. So Delo, he's going something over there. I have no.
You know, it always auto corrects to mariachi. So
There he is. I was wondering what he's saying there. So, but what was one of your out of all your jobs that you've had in careers, like, what's one of your best positions that you really take a lot of pride in?
gosh, I would say being a professional opera singer, because that took a lot of willpower and vulnerability, and a lot of rejection that I faced too, getting to the point that I got to, which was, I mean, I lived a very successful career in the
Right.
opera field, and I'm incredibly proud of that. I was constantly in the practice room. When I wasn't in the practice room, I was studying the languages. I was reaching out to maestros, seeing how I could, reach out to sing for them. I'd tell them, Maestro, can I just come in and sing for you? Just hear me once, listen to this piece I have prepared for you, and you know, let me hear what you have to say.
And you sang and you had to learn. We were talking before the show a couple
Mhm.
different languages.
Yeah, I used to hate languages, and then once I went to
Wow.
university to start studying for opera, it's mandatory that we study all
Wow.
the languages that we're singing in. So I was singing in. I'm fluent in Greek. My parents are born and raised in Greece, and so obviously I'm fluent there. Spanish, Italian, German, French, all of it. I was singing fluently in, and I would know every word that I was singing in so that I could better communicate to the audience. And that, that's another sales tactic there. I need to know what I'm selling to
Right.
communicate with my future physicians that I have on my account.
That's true too. Because I was sitting there thinking, wow, just to learn that must be phenomenal. I mean, to a different language and understand it. You said the same. That's what I meant when you said you got to understand it. Also, you can't just sing it.
Yes.
You
And we
know.
would always get tested on that too, in like a competition or anything. They would come up to us and ask us word for word what we were saying. And that would, oh, you would get really embarrassed if they called on you and you didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
something
really
there.
intense.
Um, I've got like two more questions here. What does teamwork mean to you?
When I think of teamwork, I think about bringing a positive attitude into the work environment, because I don't think anything can get done with someone who's just so negative. Obviously, there are ways to approach that kind of situation,
Yep.
but I don't think that. I mean, in the long term, what are the goals that the team is striving towards? Again, for the patient or for the sales quota that you're trying to reach, there's always a positive way to get things done.
To get it done, and I can just
Hmm.
imagine trying to figure all that stuff out too. And teamwork to me is anymore. You have to have it. If you don't, especially what I do in staffing, we have a great team at work, and we're trying to help a lot of people. There's some people we can't help, and we
Hmm.
try everything we do to get them a job or anything, but just sometimes, you just can't. But you work hard. You go above and beyond, and that's what I like about a team member, that I go above and beyond what they do.
Yes, absolutely.
They'll call another place that doesn't even staff for them just to get that person a job.
Hmm.
And I think that's great. And again, for anybody, listen, Marianthe's looking for work in the medical field for sales. Again, medical sales, medical devices. I learned that one.
There we go.
Yeah, I saw the medical devices, medical sales, and we're trying to put her in the area of Sarasota, Willington to Ohio, right?
Hmm.
You said Ohio.
Michigan,
Oh, Michigan, that threw me off.
Chicago.
Oh my
Those
God.
would be those would be a dream come true. But of course, I'm willing to go anywhere for the perfect position and for the perfect company.
All right. And I know I have one more question here about it. All right. What would your managers that you've worked with in the past say about you?
Oh gosh, I think immediately when I was working in fine dining, and I know they would tell me all the time how much of a huge asset I was because of all of the clients I was bringing in, being known as the Capitol Grill opera singer.
Right.
So he would actually go around and boast about my story to all of these clients that would come in, and from that I got all of these regulars. But they had a lot of pride in my work ethic because I think I stood out from a lot of people my
Right.
age. One, from my parents being immigrants, and then two, from just the experiences I've had. And the fact that I don't cut corners too. I was
So,
always the one, just, if there was 1, 2, 3, I went 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1, and everything in between to make sure it was absolutely right.
see, and that they're the kind of things like I like asking questions like that because you just didn't make that up. It just comes right off as you were saying
Yeah.
it. You know what you're talking about, and that's what I like about when, you know, just being passionate about what kind of work you're looking for. And if you had to give, this was your minute to say what you're looking for, where, and again about yourself. And the floor is yours for another minute here. And I'm going to give you that chance. And people on LinkedIn, please share the video, like it. You know, if you have any friends and recruiters that might be interested in it, please. That's why we're here tonight, to put you back to work.
Absolutely. I guess I am really here at the end of the day to prove a point and to make my 12-year-old self proud. I'm looking for that associate level position in the medical device sales. I'm open to relocating, and I'm eager to bring my passion, my experience, my competitive nature, the positivity to a team that has the same goals to innovate in technology and to help patients all across the board. I am so ready. I'm here, and my 12-year-old self is right here too. We're screaming for it.
I love it. I love it. And I'll tell you what, Marantha, I appreciate you coming on tonight. I think it was great to know you. And I'm going to talk to you after this video here, how we have some homework for you.
Sure thing.
That,
Send it all.
no, it's great to be on here. We're going to work with you. So I appreciate it. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, David. I'm so grateful.
Stay
Thanks,
right there.
everyone.
Stay right there.